Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today is a favourites video. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but it's springtime, and so I thought I would share some things that I have been enjoying lately. We've got book recommendations, we've got films, we've got YouTube, we've got style, we've got all sorts. So as always, let's start with some books. I have been reading a fair bit this year. It has slowed down a little now, but I've read some books that I liked and I want to tell you about them. You probably already know about these because I'm going to share with you some very famous books. I recently just finished The Host by Stephanie Meyer, aka Twilight author. This copy was lent to me by my friend Lena, and I'd always heard good things about The Host and I'd always wanted to read it, and then I just never got around to it. But Lena gave it to me and I almost didn't read it because it's like 600 pages long, but I'm glad I did because it's also been a while since I was immersed in like a really fucking long, slow-paced book. And it's also sci-fi, and I've been getting into my sci-fi a lot more recently. Do I need to tell you what The Host is about? You probably have already heard of it, but basically this alien species take over human beings' bodies, and they like wipe out all of humanity and take over planet Earth, and it's told from the perspective of one of these aliens who inhabits a human's body whose name is Melanie, but she is a resistant host and she ain't going anywhere. And it kind of reminds me of, is it called The Sunken Place in Get Out? Kind of reminds me of that, but it's a bit of a slow burner. You spend a lot of time with like a human community in the caves, and they're living off the land and they're like surviving, and then there's also a love square. It's really good. I enjoyed it. Next up, we have Red, White and Royal Blue. Have I talked about this in a video already? I definitely mentioned it in my newsletter, I think. But this is the story of... Why is it when anyone says this is a story, you just go immediately to Fresh Prince? This is the story all about Alex, who is the first son of the first female president of the United States, and he falls in love with Prince Henry of England. It's fucking great. The characters are so funny and so well written. You've got the like secret romance, you've got the enemies to lovers trope, you've got the fake friends to real lovers trope, you've got a PowerPoint presentation about sex and ethics that Alex's mum, the president, gives to him when she finds out, which is honestly my favourite scene in the whole book. I was cackling. It's very funny, it's very charming, wonderful. Another book that I listened to recently that I actually haven't heard anyone speaking about, I think it got recommended to me by like one person on Twitter, and that is Goldilocks by Laura Lamb. And this is a sci-fi novel about a group of women astronauts who hijack a ship to be the first to get to this like new planet Cavendish, because Earth is in fucking ruins and we destroyed Earth, and they're trying to see if humans can like make it to another planet to live there instead. It's a space adventure with like strong themes of like feminism, gender politics and morality. Oof, the morality stuff in this book is good. If you liked The Good Place and you loved all of the like moral problems and like questions that Chidi would always come up with, and like the things that the episodes always played with of like what makes a good person, what is a good action, what is a bad action, I think you would like the themes of this book as well. It also really reminded me of like The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. It also really reminded me of The Wilds, which is like an Amazon Prime TV show where you've got like this one character who really reminded me of, fuck, what's her name in The Wilds? The woman who's like controlling it all. Like basically somebody who's doing something in the name of feminism, but they've like swung really hard in the other direction. And it also really gave me like Handmaid's Tale vibes as well. So if you like all of those things and sci-fi, then would recommend. And I want more people to talk to about that book because I feel like I just listened to it and then that was it. I was like, oh, anybody? Anybody want to talk to me about this book? Next up, I have some film favourites. Dan and I are currently working our way through all of the Studio Ghibli films on Netflix. There is not a lot of crossover in mine and Dan's taste in like films and TV show. Like Lord of the Rings is our crossover of interests. But turns out that Studio Ghibli films are also a crossover in our interest. So it's great to have something to watch together. So far, we have watched Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, and Princess Mononoke. We watched another one as well. The delivery service one with the little witch. That was cute. I think so far Spirited Away has been my favourite. I just loved the baby mouse. The baby mouse? The baby mouse. Did the baby turn into a mouse? Was that a mouse? Yeah. And like, are they kids' films? Because Princess Mononoke was like violent. Again, these films are very popular, so I'm not saying anything new here, but I just enjoy them. They're easy watches, they're magical, they're like fairy tales. They're so beautiful. Stunning animation. And they're watercolours, right? The backgrounds are like watercolour paintings or something. Woo! Next up, I have a new category that I don't think I've done in a favourites video before. And that's YouTube. How ironic. And this is a very popular channel, so lots of you may have heard of them. And it's Cinema Therapy. And I've just watched a few of their videos here and there. I tend to kind of like tune into the ones where they're dissecting relationships. But basically a marriage and family relationship therapist and his friend, who is a filmmaker, watch movies and therapize them. And I love it. I found them through the video that they did on Aragon about toxic masculinity, and it was, if you want to watch like two white straight cis men say good stuff about masculinity, about relationships, about all of this kind of stuff. If you want hope in men, watch this channel. If you want hope in white, straight, cis men, it's great. And I don't know what their audience breakdown is, but part of me just like really hopes that it's like 90% dudes who like watch their YouTube channel, because then that would also like further give me more hope. If it's more women watching their channel, I'm gonna be a bit like, come on guys, there's literally this content here made for you. You know, when you say like, what about men? There are men making stuff for you. Watch it, engage with it. Anyway, whew. It's a great YouTube channel. I have some apps favourites for you now. So if you like my organisation and productivity content, this is the section for you. So I caved after watching lots of productivity YouTubers recommend this app, and I got Readwise. What Readwise essentially does is it gathers your highlights from things like your Kindle or like even Twitter highlights and article highlights that you've saved in either like Pocket or Instapaper, and it plops them all in one place. So it like imports from all these different places, and then you can also export your highlights to other places as well. So you can export your highlights to Notion. So I have like a Readwise highlights Notion thing as well. And it is so great for remembering quotes, for like storing things that I've learned, because I've gone years of just reading non-fiction books or articles, and then someone asks me a week later like, oh, what was it about? Like, what did you learn? I'm like, So this has really helped to kind of like keep that stuff fresh. It does have a function where it can like email you every day or however often you want with like your highlights, so you can like reread over them, which is good if you're like using it for like revision or you want to kind of like keep that shit fresh and remember it. I don't really use that function. For me, it's more about like storing that information so I can like go back and reference it when I need to. If you're reading physical books, they have a really great thing in the mobile app where you can take a picture and then highlight the text on the page, and then it just like transcribes it. Amazing. So one of the things that this has been really useful for me for is when creating my Patreon reading list. So normally I would just like pop in articles and videos and podcast episodes and just kind of like write a few lines about what I liked about it or why I'm recommending it to my patrons. But with Readwise, what I've been able to do with the most recent newsletter is include quotes and then like get more specific about the things that I'm sharing, because I've got things to reference that like jog my memory a bit better about those things. So patrons, I hope you liked the quotes in the last one. And as you may know, I'm currently a creator ambassador for Patreon and doing this like Creator Chronicles series. So I thought it might be interesting to share with you like the kind of behind the scenes of like how I create the content I do for my patrons. So Readwise has been a huge help with me in terms of creating the reading list. And then also I discovered a thing that none of the other productivity YouTubers discovered. Well, not the ones that I watch. Other people probably figured this out. But I was just like, how do I take quotes from videos that I watched? And I want to like save quotes from videos in Readwise because I couldn't find like an integration from Readwise with like YouTube or whatever. And so I was doing my research and I found this app/web app called Annotate TV. I think the website is like annotate.tv, and it does exactly what I need it to do. Basically, you can share a YouTube video link with Annotate TV. It has like a Google Chrome plugin as well, so if you're like currently watching a video on YouTube, you just like click that and then it takes it to the app. It creates a transcript. There's a transcript, like pretty fucking quick. And then as you're like watching the video, you can like see where you are in the transcript, and then you can like highlight bits in the transcript and you can click like copy to editor or whatever, and then it creates a note, and then that syncs with your Readwise. And so all of these notes that you take from videos automatically go to Readwise, and it can be quotes or it can just be like your own notes, like as you're watching a video and you're like typing your own notes as well. Like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. And I'm so pleased with myself that I found it. I texted my friend Ali Abdul. You might watch his YouTube videos. He's like big in the productivity scene. In the productivity scene? What the fuck? And I was like, Ali, I have found a way to sync Readwise with YouTube videos. And he was very pleased. He hadn't figured it out yet, so I'm feeling very good about myself, is all I'll say. I also will say that neither Readwise or Annotate TV are free. I don't think I've paid for Annotate TV yet though. They both have free trials, and with Readwise you can just keep extending your free trial if you share your referral code to all of your friends. But yeah, for me, obviously, because it's a business expense, it's worth it, and oof, it has really helped me like remember like, oh, who did I hear say that in that video, and like what did they say, and da da da. It's very handy. My next thing that I want to share with you as like an app that has helped me with like my time management and tasks and things. I did not realize that this was possible. I did a whole video about calendar blocking and how I would take tasks from my Todoist app and then like block them out on my calendar so that I could see where my tasks were in terms of like my time. Turns out there is an integration with Google Calendar and Todoist. I made that whole video and it turns out there's an integration. Basically what this means for me is that it just skips a step. Instead of having to put tasks in Todoist and in Google Calendar, I just put them in one place and then it's great. So the way that I've been doing it that's worked best for me is I will actually first add it into my calendar. So when I have a task, I'll like add it, put it in my calendar because I'll know exactly like when I have time to do it because I'll see a gap. But then it syncs to Todoist, but I still have to add what project it's in and the priority. But that takes like 2 seconds and is a lot quicker than like putting tasks in 2 places. When it comes to the more like smaller tasks that aren't going to take a large chunk of my time, I still put them in Todoist, but they just like then don't have like a time allocated slot on my calendar, and it all just like works really well. And actually by doing this, I've started using the subtask feature on Todoist a lot more because I won't want to like have it in my calendar with like a really long name and like all of the things that I have to do. So it'll be a simple like do X in my Google Calendar, and then the synced version of that in my Todoist, I'll add subtasks so that I have the details of exactly what I need to do. What a game changer. What a game changer. Okay, away from the work and onto the fun, the pleasure, the leisure time. I have some games to share with you. I brought them in here. They're massive. I don't know if I can pick them up because they're very heavy. This is one of the games that Dan got me for my birthday this year, and we have been playing it so much. It's a co-op fantasy game where you have your character and you and your team go and fight bad guys, but there's like a narrative in the world that you're in, and then your character has like their own private secret quest, and then when you complete that quest you retire your character. Your character's just like, I feel complete, I have done what I set out to do, and then you can have a new character, and oh, it's so good. I won't open this for you now, but I will share some pictures with you because there are so many tiny pieces in this game, and there's a lot of like organization that you have to do to kind of be able to play effectively. And so we bought a like woodcut organizer for this game separately, and we built it and we put everything together, and it looks so good and I love it. And the satisfaction of the organizer brings me as much joy as actually playing this game does, as you would expect from me. But it's so fun, it's so satisfying. Great game, great organizer. Oh my god, I completely forgot to show you this other part of the Gloomhaven organization situation. So there are lots of different like boards, so you create like different boards depending on like what map you're using. Like there's all sorts of different ones, and they're all like labeled differently, like from A to N. And so I bought one of these. Oh my god, that could have been terrible. I bought one of these, and so you've got the A ones are in here, and then the B, and so when you're building the map that you're working with for that mission, for that scenario, then it's very easy just to like grab what you need. Oh my god, and I forgot to mention there's also stickers. So as you unlock new locations, like you add stickers, and as you get new achievements, like you add stickers to the board, and I love stickers. Next game is Scythe. This is another one that Dan got me for my birthday. So whilst that one is the co-op game, this one is the competition game. So this is set in a like alternate future Eastern Europe where there are big old mechs and you're at war, and well, is it like futuristic or is it like in the past but with big guns? I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It's a strategy game. Each of you play like a different faction, like a different country of Europe, and then you have a different government, and then you're trying to like get resources, fight wars, like do special missions, control the factory, be popular, build structures, all sorts of things. It's a lot of fun. And actually, when you're playing this 2-player, each game maybe lasts like 30 minutes to an hour, so it feels quite quick. So when we're having like a game day, we can like do 3 or 4 games of this, and it's fun. It feels really fun, it feels really quick. I love it! And for Dan's birthday, I shall be getting him the expansion. It's not a secret, it's what he's asked for. Okay, next up, I have a fashion fave, and I've talked about them in videos before, but I just wanted to formally say that On Loan are a spring favourite. They've been a favourite for a while, but On Loan are a clothes like rental company, so you can pay monthly, and there's like 2 different tiers, like one where you get 2 items a month and another where you get 4 items a month, and you can like pause and cancel. I do not do it monthly. Whenever I'm getting that like itch of like, oh, I really want some new clothes, but I don't want to do the like buying new clothes thing, or if I need new clothes for a video project or something, and again don't want to buy new stuff, then I'll take a look at On Loan and see what they have. This dress is one that I've had for the last month and I need to give it back soon, but oh my god, I have been loving this dress. All of the ones that I got recently have been like these maxi dresses, and I have been loving it. Like for spring, it's just been like perfect because they're all good for that like transitional weather, because it's like really long and then you can like layer on top. Ooh, so this has probably been my favorite of them all. Oh, I just love it. And you will have seen these in videos, but this long purple flowery maxi dress also just been a fave. And this actually may have appeared on their like off loan site. So basically after stuff has been rented a whole bunch of times, they will then like sell on the clothes secondhand, and this became available and I may have bought it. And then the other big old maxi dress that I got is this like massive like fruit patterned one, and I just adore it. I'm probably going to take a couple months off of on loan now because it is quite expensive, because all of the clothes that they have are like designers and they're like brands that I do not know. But if I were to like buy any of these items like fresh off the rail, no, couldn't happen. So it is quite expensive, but for me it works out well to do like every now and then, and it helps to scratch that itch of purchasing new clothes when I don't actually need new clothes. She says after admitting that that purple one went for sale and I immediately bought it. What can I say? I'm weak. If this one comes on sale, this one's like currently in season, so after this season, if this one comes on sale, I'm snatching it up. And my final favourite for you is in the stuff category, and it is my bike. Oh my goodness. So this bike was gifted to me by this company called Buzz Bike. They're currently only in London, but they're a bike subscription service, which is honestly perfect for me because I had 2 bikes stolen in 2019 and look, I was not in a place to get a bike again. I was just like, no, bikes are not for me. And then I found out about these guys and was like, hello, please, may I try your service? And so the way that it works is you pay monthly. I think it's like £24 a month, I think, if you pay yearly, or like £30 a month if you do pay monthly. At that kind of price, I reckon that it probably is only worth it if you are cycling a lot. But the thing that kind of sold it for me is that if the bike gets stolen, they'll send you a replacement for 50 quid. And to me, that just takes away all of the stress and anxiety that I have since gained after having 2 bikes stolen. So that feels really good. At the moment, I'm only really cycling once a week to get to tennis every week, but I might start cycling a bit more depending on if I make social plans. But yes, I'm loving my bike so far. Those days, cycling to and from tennis and then having like my tennis lesson, that's my happy day. That is my happy place. I think I have a code. If I do, I will put it here and in the description, and I'm pretty sure it gets you like £10 off your first month if you want to try it as well. I believe if you're paying monthly, you can like cancel anytime, because like what you could do is you could pay for the monthly subscription, and then like if I was going away on holiday, or like if I knew I was having a really busy month or doing XYZ where I knew I wouldn't need the bike, then you could cancel it. They would take the bike back and then you would like resubscribe, and then they would give you a new bike when you come back. So then you're not paying for like the time when you're away. Just a thought, obviously not going away anywhere right now, so I haven't had to do that. So there we have it. Those are my spring favorites. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any of your own faves, things that you want to recommend and share, please leave them in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!